how did Jesus pray in the Bible? He put his head on the ground, right? Which Christian do you see doing that nowadays? No one, right?
He used to do it? He used to do
Yeah, I have it. See? He went a little further and fell on his face and prayed, saying, "Oh, my Father, if it is possible, let this cup pass from me. Nevertheless, not as I will, but as you will." So how did he do? He fell putting his face on the ground, right? That's how Muslims pray, right? We put our head on the ground, right? But what Christian prays like that today? It's in the Bible, right? And you'll see Abraham and Moses and others, they prayed the same way. But they changed their religion, right? They changed their laws. Like, look at how Jesus lived. Jesus lived a kosher lifestyle, right? But Christians don't follow those laws anymore. Jesus was circumcised. Christians don't circumcise anymore, right? So, yeah, that's what they. Yeah, there's a historian. His name is Dr. Bart Ehrman, and he has a whole lecture about how Jesus lived and how Christians, they took pagan rituals. Like, look at Christmas. Where's Christmas from? Right? Pagans. But like, what about your family? You guys have Christmas, right? There you go. You don't do it, right? Yeah. Yeah. See, but that's the thing. Like, but you know, it's a pagan holiday, right? So you got to reject it. Like, as a believer in God and not pagan gods and stuff, the way that Christians have now made Jesus into a pagan god, basically, right? Because they say he's the physical son of God, but that's not in the Bible, right? Even when you look at John 3:16 and stuff, and even though most newer biblical translations have taken begotten out, but if you look at the Bible, many people are called the sons of God, right? In Exodus, right? This is the Old Testament, before Jesus' earth time, right? Then you shall say to Pharaoh, "Thus says the Lord, Israel is my son, my firstborn." Israel, that's a reference to Jacob, right? And the nation of Israel, you could say, right? Now, Solomon in 2 Samuel, chapter 6, verse 23. Therefore, verse 13, chapter 7, verse 13. "He shall build a house for my name, and I will establish the throne of his kingdom forever. I will be his father, and he shall be my son." This is talking to David about Solomon, right? Solomon being, God saying that I will be his father, but not the physical father, right? Look at David, in the Psalms of David. "I will declare the decree. The Lord has said to me," David saying to me, "You are my son, today I have begotten you." Right? Now, look at Ephraim, right? In Jeremiah 31:9, "For I am a father to Israel, and Ephraim is my firstborn." Right? Let's go with the genealogy of Jesus. What does it end with? The son of Enosh, the son of Seth, the son of Adam, the son of God. Adam's called the son of God here, right? Has no father, has no mother, but not the physical son, right? You feel me? So the idea of God having a physical son, even though we believe Jesus was born to a virgin, but that doesn't make him the physical son. Just like Adam and Eve were not physical children, right? Maybe in an Aramaic you can use the term of endearment, you know, like a Catholic priest may tell you, "Come meet me in the back, son," right? But when he's saying son, he doesn't mean physically. He's just trying to lure you to the back. So you have to be careful with the way you use words. Like, you may go to a priest and say, "Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned." But you don't mean that he's literally your father, right? So this is why the Christians have taken pagan mindsets and infused it into their religion. But we as Muslims, we stick to that one belief. Same as Moses and Abraham and the 10 Commandments, one God, one Creator. That's it. That's it, man. So if you really want to follow Jesus, you have to be a Muslim, because that was his true religion that he followed, not the pagan stuff that you see nowadays.
Human, or
he was human. No, there's no half human, half God. This isn't Zeus and Hercules and demigods and Moana and all that. No. Jesus was human, as was Abraham, as was Moses, as was Muhammad, peace be upon all of them, right? He was born miraculously. That is true. Allah can do it, right? Adam was born without a father or mother. Eve was born from Adam, without a father, without a mother. But that doesn't make them physical children. They're not half gods, they're not full gods, they're not God's older children. How are you? Feel free. So all those are people's misconceptions. This is the Quran. Yes. You can come here. Sorry,
Can I take this?
Yes, please.
I'm not religious, but I'd love to learn more.
Take it. It's free. If you like any of the other literature, it's all free.
Okay.
And if you have any questions, please come back. Love to at least build some bridges and pass understanding. Thank you. Have a good one. All right, bro. Good to meet you, man. Good talking to you. All right. Gracias. Buenos dias.
Should someone pay off their student loans first or get married?
So that's a good question, because this is going to depend, right? Some people, they are at a point where they are on the verge of zina, or at a point where it becomes very difficult for them to protect their iman. So in that sense, then they should get married first, right? But if somebody is not in that situation, then we should never try to be in debt. As a Muslim, you should try to always be debt-free. Now, student loans, if they're interest-based, you shouldn't take them anyway, right? But some people, they take them and they don't realize, and then they got to pay them off. So if you're in debt, first and foremost, you should pay off your debt regularly. That is the usul, right? Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam told us, even for the shaheed, the one who's a martyr, he'll be barred from entering the Jannah until his debts are paid. And many of the Sahaba, when they became shuhada, they would have debts. They would come in the dream of somebody else to go pay off their debt or return something, so it would stop barring them from their reward as a shaheed. So that's how important paying off debts is, right? But if you are $50,000 in debt, or some brothers that I know that are in $70,000, $100,000 in student debt, they took that debt maybe before they were Muslim or when they didn't know or whatever. Now, if they are paying that off like $500 a month, how long is it going to take for them to pay it off, right? So we don't want to tell them like, don't get married until you're 60 because you're trying to pay off that debt. So you're going to have to evaluate regularly, pay off the debt first. But if you're in a place where you really need to get married to protect your iman, get married, but then keep on paying off your debt.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
More questions?